Getting a little bumpy here. So I apparently am a jerk because I think Michigan and Oklahoma would both get beat by Alabama. But when you're splitting hairs on that, give me Oklahoma because they'll be more exciting. Mr. Idealistic over here says,
well, I mean,
you're one of the guys that believes there'll be a team that's more deserving.
Well, of course there's going to be a team that's more deserving, and that team should be rewarded. There's no doubt about that.
What if it's even? Can I, as a network, say I want the more interesting matchup? I want points? I look at these teams.
I mean, so you want to include a team just based on whether the matchup is interesting?
Yes.
I hate that. First of all, let me just say that the fact that we live in a world in which our system is so subjective that you can have that take is awful. I can't stand it. It sucks.
You don't like the argument that CBS with March Madness or Fox with the NFL or ESPN in this tournament, if it's down to splitting hairs, that ESPN can't say, we know Oklahoma will drop 30 on them and maybe 60 to 30, but
well,
it's going to be
if that was the case, then why didn't we have the Cubs in the World Series?
Well, because
they played the games.
Yes, and if Michigan and Oklahoma are we're coin flipping here.
I mean, I don't know if we're coin flipping. Listen, you're arguing for dessert before the meal, right? Like you're arguing for just give me the matchup that I want. Just give me what I want all the time. This is more exciting. That's frivolous. You're like a child. Yeah. You're like a child arguing for his Halloween candy before dinner.
Goulet eats a donut before every meal.
A donut is a meal. Goulet, I'm behind you on this. A donut is absolutely a meal. You're arguing for Halloween candy. No, you cannot have Milk Duds before your peanut butter sandwich.
Okay, why can't we have, what's that Central Florida school? They never lost a game. They're deserving. They'd get stomped like a narc at a
You can't even make an argument that they're deserving based on the schedule that they play and the number of Power 5 opponents that they play.
Well, you get into your deserving stuff. You're getting into this.
I mean, here's the thing, though. I would make the argument that you're wrong 100%, at that Oklahoma would probably get beat by Alabama by a greater margin than Michigan, and last week's game proves that out. What last week did when Alabama, I'm speaking of, played Mississippi State. Mississippi State's got a very good defense. And what did they do? Basically stop Alabama. When you've got a great offense averaging over 50 points and you're held to about 25 or under, that's basically stopping that offense. You held them to half of their output.
How many did they score?
0.
Yeah, I'll go. Okay.
But that's Mississippi State. They can't play offense out of a wet paper bag right now.
So LSU and Mississippi State, bagels.
Hey, listen, author. I've got a scenario here where Michigan, Georgia, Clemson, these teams, Notre Dame, there's actually a crack in the foundation of Alabama, and that is the fact that you can, if you play dominant defense, actually stop them. I would make the argument that Michigan's offense is much better than Mississippi State. Clearly, Georgia's is. I think that there's more argument that Michigan would have a better chance to beat Alabama than Oklahoma. Oklahoma cannot stop a breeze. Like, they can't stop anything. Did you see what they did last year? Taylor Cornelius threw for 500 yards on them.
He is an
500.
Excellent prospect. The point being
you're
No. You think I'm just being frivolous here.
No, you want your Laffy Taffy before your dinner. I get it.
No, what I want is I've seen Johnny Manziel against Bama twice, and that team had no defense. I've seen Deshaun. I've seen Cam. I've seen all these high-powered offenses with world-class offensive coaches, and Nick loses sleep. When Nick goes into the LSU game, he's like, they ain't going to score on us.
Are you hearing yourself talk right now?
I am, and I got to be honest with you.
You want to include a team in the playoff based on how much sleep Nick Saban will or won't lose. That's ridiculous.
I honestly think about that stuff all the time. Well, can I make you uncomfortable?
No, I'm perfectly comfortable being the smartest guy in the conversation.
Not you here. So my point is, give me your top 10. So this is the college football rankings. Throw these up. I don't have a problem with them. I think they're all fine.
Yeah, they're all fine. And by the way, they didn't change for the first time week to week.
Yeah.
These are the top 6 right here. The first time they didn't change in the playoffs.
I don't have any problem this second, but in a couple of weeks I want Oklahoma ahead of Michigan. So now what's your top 10?
Basically the same. My top 10 would just throw LSU out, and then I'm including UCF. UCF in my top 10 is kind of like, you remember when you were in high school and you had that girl you wanted to ask to the prom, but then she got asked, and then your number 2 and 3 got asked, and then your number 4 got asked, and you're like, man, I'm down to like 5 or 6. That's UCF for me at the 10 spot.
Let me ask you this.
I'm down, like, there was nobody else.
I get it. Let me ask you this.
I thought you would like that analogy. You love
No.
analogies when it comes to like marriage. I gave you a prom analogy, and you're just going to graze right over it.
All right, let's get
Laffy Taffy. Okay, Laffy Taffy. Here we go.
Let's get back. We both love Harbaugh. I don't want this to be an anti-Michigan rant.
Okay.
My wife's
It
from
seems
Michigan.
like
I
it.
want to be
You seem
like
like
them.
they're uninteresting.
No. I go there every couple of years. I want to be beloved. Okay. So the point is this. It's not about Harbaugh. We love him. I think I made a mistake. I said before the year, I said Big Ten's creeping up on the SEC. No, it's not. I watched the Big Ten.
The middle of the Big Ten is absolutely creeping on the SEC. The middle of the SEC
Who
is not
cares
very
about
good.
the middle of anything? I want the top.
Okay.
Do you fly? By the way, favorite airlines. Do you go to the 9th and brag about it?
No, I'm committed to United.
Okay, there you go. Big time airline. I don't want to brag about the 7th best team in any conference.
Okay.
The bottom line is Ohio State's a mess. Wisconsin's a disappointment. Michigan State can't throw. Northwestern has one NFL player. Michigan's defense is shutting down a big bowl of nothing. And I like it, but let's not go crazy on Michigan's defense. They are facing
So
a
who do you want
bunch
to go
of
crazy on? Alabama's defense for shutting down Mississippi State?
How about Alabama's defense for shutting out America for about 8 straight years? I mean, at some point, this isn't even one of the better Alabama defenses.
They're still very good. They're still very talented. I would argue that there is a path for some of these teams to beat this version of Alabama.
What is that path?
The path is the fact that we saw Mississippi State stop Alabama's offense, and so now all you got to do is play competent offense, and you're going to be in the game, because that's all you can really hope for, right? When you've got a team that's this good, and Alabama is this good. They're my favorite. I would favor them over everyone in the country by about 7 points. But all you would hope for, be within a score late. A one-possession game. Tua Tagovailoa has thrown one pass in the fourth quarter all year. I mean, I think he's going to play great in the fourth quarter, but do I know that? I don't know that.
I think
Michigan-
Clemson gives them a fight.
Clemson gives them a fight. Certainly, Clemson's the most balanced team in the country, but I think Michigan is right there. Here's what I don't want. It's easy to say Michigan doesn't play great offense.
They don't.
They play unbelievable complementary offense. Did you know that they're 4th in the country in time of possession? You know what that means for their defense? They've seen 56 less snaps overall this season than Alabama.
3 a weekend.
I mean, that's a full game. They've basically played a full game less than Alabama has on the defensive side. They've seen 160-plus less snaps than OU. All I'm saying is they play complementary, right? I mean, that's how Jim Harbaugh wants to play them. If he wanted to score 45, I think that they could.
Oh, no.
I just don't think that their defense would be as dominant if they did that.
Did you watch them against Northwestern?
I did. I did the game.
Yeah, I know. They were trying to score, and they couldn't. It was ugly.
First of all, their running back core is better now than it has been during the course of the entire season. Their offensive line is much better. You're making me argue for a team that's clearly very good, and it's a very easy argument. They've got Tariq Black back as a wide receiver right now. He's probably their most talented wide receiver. They've got 3 monsters on the outside. Nico Collins, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Tariq Black. By the way, they got the top NFL prospect at tight end. He's Zach
just
Gentry.
Done with you. Okay, right now, put your name on it. Put some respect on my name. Bama, Michigan play tomorrow. What's the score?
I would say Bama wins that game 32-21, 34-17.
I would bet my 401k it's not that close. Okay, Bama, Oklahoma. Put some respect on it.
Bama wins in an OU-Bama matchup, probably 56-42.
And you choose the other one? 56-42?
I just want to see home runs and eat candy. You're like a child.
You literally said Bama, Oklahoma, 56-42. That's like the world's best bowl of ice cream. And
No, it's not. It's still a blowout.
Somebody drops 4. You know what? You know what? There's a bowl of kale outside the studio. You enjoy that. Go have a big bite. You know, kale used to be what they put at Wendy's buffet in between the meals by the ice. I got to go. I'm worn out from